Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel for the second video that I'm making this week, a rare occurrence on this channel, at least. Today, we are looking at the brand new draft content. So, promo just came out, I'm a bit late, 35 minutes ago, had some stuff to set up to record this, but we got draft. So, you can see on the screen right now, at the top, we have our Grandmasters, Ezekiel Elliott and Aaron Donald. They're going to be achievement players, so there's different achievements for both of them that you need to do to get them. And then below that, Ramsey and Rogers are one of many. Both of those, I believe, are draft masters. Let's actually check. No, Rogers is a standout. So Ramsey is a master, Rogers is a standout. Those are two different types of players. They're all 99 overall. There's a bunch of them. We'll look at those at some point in the video. But those are not achievement players. But yeah, those are just four of the many players that there are. There's a bunch more 99s that are already in the game. And then the draft picks are going to be put into the game. Only the top 10, though, is what has been said on Reddit by our community manager, which is unfortunate. I'm obviously a Packers fan, and we have the 30th pick, so unless we trade in the top 10, I'm not going to be able to get whoever we pick, which is really disappointing, but it is what it is. So let's look at what this says. This year on the draft board, we have 99 overall draft masters, standouts, and picks, and more. It all starts as you play the draft stock, blitz events to raise your It all starts as you play the draft stock blitz event to raise your draft stock, earn round badges, draft players, and standout badges as you build the players on your board. This all leads up to draft night, which is going to be on Thursday night, on the 23rd, where we will be live authoring the top 10 picks. And live authoring, for those of you who do not know, it basically just means that they're making the cards as the picks happen. So I would think that there's a few players that they already have, like, the card for. They already have the art, they already have, like, the stats where they want it to be, but then depending on where they're picked, it's going to get shifted around. That's the draft, and then everything else here is normal, except for the calendar. I can't toggle off the calendar for some reason. But yeah, the Field Pass calendar, we now have the 17th through the 28th right now, draft promo. On the 23rd is draft night with the live authoring, and then there's 5 other dates in there with stuff that we don't know. Our community manager did say that there is something pretty big that I think is one of those 5 question marks, and he didn't say what it is. He just said it's really big and he's excited, so we'll see. So there's Zeke, one of the Grandmasters, and we will hop on over to the NFL Draft Hub. So you see here we've got a lot of stuff. On the right side we've got picks 1 through 10, and there's not really anything you can do there. I think this is a set, so that's a set right there. Isn't unlocked yet. But as you can see, the overalls, the number 1 pick is going to be a 100 overall, and then the next 3 picks, after that it goes by 3. The next 3 are 99s, next 3 98s, the last 3 of top 10 are going to be 97s. So there's that, and again, those are the only draft picks that are going to be in the game, which is really unfortunate. So then over here on the left side, we've got a few different events. So this is a draft stock blitz. This is number 1, and then right next to it on the right side is number 2. These events are going to give you round badges, and I'll kind of show you what all of those are in a bit. But you're going to get round badges, and you're going to get draft stock points for playing these events, and then obviously experience and all of that. You need to play at least one of these every day. The reason for that is because of something that I'm guessing was in the game last year, maybe the year before, or both, I've never heard of it before until now. Mr. Relevant, in the draft they have the very last pick in the draft is called Mr. Irrelevant, because it's the last pick. Here they have something called Mr. Relevant, and Mr. Relevant is going to be a 99 overall card that you can get by playing one Draft Blitz event for 7 days during the promo. So make sure that you just log in and play an event, one of those 2 Blitz events, on the left side there with the 1 in the circle. If you do that for 7 days, you're going to get a free 99 overall. Literally the easiest thing that there is to do, which is really cool. So let's actually see if it's in the game. Let's go to rewards. It might be, it might not be. And is it Cameron Wake? Is that who it is? It is. So there you go. There's a player. Just now being revealed at 10:30 when all this came out. Cameron Wake is your Mr. Relevant. So 99 overall linebacker, 100 power, 90 speed, 88 excel, 95 pursuit. It's a really solid card and you get it for free. So make sure, please do it. I don't want people missing out on that stuff. Part of the reason, I kind of like making these videos is because I want to make sure like people know stuff and inform people and teach people of stuff. It's kind of a passion I have, and I'm not really doing my job if I'm not getting that across to you. Alright, so play one of those events on the very left side with the 1 in the circle, kind of looks like the draft point symbol. Make sure you play one of those every day. The next event here is not with a title. It says the draft has been filled with standouts throughout the years. Play this event to earn draft standout badges and more. So I guess that's the standout splits. This one on the first win is going to give you an 85 to 89 draft player, not road to the draft player, and 1 draft standout badge. And then for every win, you're going to get a standout badge and an 80 to 84 draft player, and then a chance at an 85 to 89. So that's that one. And then down here, where you see first round prospect, the logo that used to be used for the scrimmage live event back in the day. I remember back in Madden Mobile 16 when that was kind of prominent. Yeah, so those first two, the first 2 events, the draft stock blitzes are 50 stamina. The standout blitz is also 50 stamina. The other 4 events, and you only see one of them right now, but the other 4 events are all 80 stamina. So the way that those work, so this is the first one. There's 4 of them. The first is first round prospect, and then it goes top 10 prospect, top 5 prospect, and number 1 prospect. Basically, the way it works is once you play, you start each day, it refreshes, you start with the first round prospect event. Once you play that one time, then you end up earning an achievement, basically, that unlocks the top 10 prospect. Although there is an additional requirement to that, you also have to acquire 80 draft stock points. So once you play this first round prospect event and acquire 80 draft stock points, you unlock the top 10 prospect event, which you can play, and you need 150 draft stock points to unlock the next one, which is top 5, and then for the number 1 you need 275 draft stock points. So it just kind of goes in an order. You have to play the previous one to get to the next one, and then have a certain number of draft stock points. There's that, and then I think they got achievements down here, and that might detail what I just said. Yeah, so the top 10 prospect, 80 points, and then the event, I'm guessing, just doesn't show up until you play the first round one, and then 150 for top 5, 275 for number 1. And that's pretty much everything that's right there. We can take another look at the rewards if you want to. Obviously in Aaron Rodgers, I'm probably not going to go after him because he only has 86 speed, and I already have the 98 Michael Vick, and I am perfectly content with that. And you can see all of these items here. So that's pretty much all there is in the game to detail right now. I do want to hop on over to the guide for the draft promo. So here it is. I'm not going to go through the entire thing. I'll put the entire thing on the video, but I really just wanted to go through and point out a couple of quick things to make sure you know. So we'll start at the top. It starts today, right now, and it's going to go until the morning of April 28th. And then right there you see some key info, some of it I already detailed. You can see cooldown attempts and a reset for the draft stock blitzes. And then of course the prospect events need achievements to unlock. And then draft shields are earned by completing the 1st through 5th pick master sets. So I believe that means once you complete those sets, you don't just get like the player, you also get a shield, which is how you would be getting the Aaron Donald. At the bottom there you see the hint for Mr. Relevant. We just showed that that's Cameron Wake, who I guess went undrafted. I didn't know that. But good job at making a career after not being drafted in the NFL. The other main thing that I would want to point out here is that the Pick'em rewards that we got during the Walk the Stage promo, which just ended, are going to redeem on the 24th, the day after the first round of the draft. That's pretty much all there is right there. And then obviously the Grand Masters, and then the Draft Masters and Draft Standouts. You can see the set requirements right there. And then the standouts are going to require specific players. So hopping over to live events now, I'm going to start in the top right with the draft stock blitzes. There's 2 of them, and they basically refresh every 4 hours. Each individual one refreshes every 8 hours, but there's 2 of them, and they've offset them so that there's a new one every 4 hours. Again, those ones you need to play at least one of either of them to be able to get Mr. Relevant, which is obviously $3.99. So do it, please. Hopping over to the standout blitz, both of these first 2 are all 50 stamina, and it's Road to the Draft stamina. You can see the details on that, and then you can see all the details for the prospect live events, which are all 80 Road to the Draft stamina. And it has a bunch of stuff about pick badges, like a 4 or 5 round pick badge, and I will show you what those are. Skip over those things. You can see the collectible / items. Those are actually collectibles, so this was kind of unclear to me, but it's a collectible that says 2-3 round. So that's what that is, just so you know. And you can see all the other ones there. Obviously the number 1 pick badge is now in the game. There's the shields. We've got draft points, and then we've also got a draft trophy and a draft top 10 trophy. So we'll see what those are needed for. I'm not sure what they're needed for. Hopping back up here to achievements, the first 3 on the left side are what I detailed earlier about needing a certain amount of draft stock points and to play the previous event to unlock those prospect events. That's a chain that you should probably try to complete every day, just playing each of them once. And then you've got 4 stockbroker achievements there, which are just for getting a certain number of draft stock points. And then the last one is the Cameron Wake Mr. Relevant. Obviously, again, playing a draft stock event for 7 days during the promo, because I don't know when else you could play the event. Next part here is trade-ins. There's kind of 2 parts to this. If you want the number 1 overall pick, so if you want 100 overall Joe Burrow, this is what you need. The first thing you need is the number 1 overall pick badge. So you see that right here in the top left. To get the pick badge, you need a 99 overall draft player. You need 20 2-3 round badges, and then 1 2 through 4 pick badge. So to get the number 1 pick badge, you need a 2 or 3 or 4 pick badge, which is interesting. I already have the number 3. I'm probably just going to get the number 3. That's probably going to be Jeff Okudah. I need a cornerback, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully that's actually who gets drafted. But so you can see all of the stuff there, but basically you're going to need players, you're going to need round badges, and you're going to need 1 pick badge for each of these. And then you see all the way on the right side, in the last 2 in the second to last column there, you can trade in to get the 11 through 20 pick badges and the 21 through 32 pick badges. And then how you can get those players are right there. And then you have 2 different ways actually to get an 85 plus, which you can see there. Once you have a pick badge, so once I trade in my player, my badge, my pick badge, and my round badges to get that number 1 overall pick badge, then I have to come down here to draft night at the bottom, where to get the number 1 pick, which is going to be a 100 overall, most likely Joe Burrow, you need to have the number 1 pick badge and then 6 90 plus draft players. And that's how it is for all of the picks. It's just a different number of players, and they group them together in 3s. They do the number 1 pick is by itself, and then everything else is in 3s, obviously because they're in the same overall. So I wanted to make sure y'all had that information. You were aware of that. If I have the number 3 pick badge, which I do, that doesn't mean that I get that player. That means that I need 5 90 plus draft players to get that player. So I might try to do some math about how much stuff you need to actually complete this, from how many times you need to play live events and whatnot. I did calculate that you will not be able to play every event 1 time during the day unless you buy stamina or trade in players for stamina. There's still the same trade-in for Road to the Draft players to Road to the Draft stamina. You're not going to be able to play all the events in 1 day. There's going to be 190 stamina worth of events that you will not be able to play just because there's not enough time in the day, and you don't regen the stamina fast enough, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that's about it. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about it, drop them down in the comments below. Any comments about the video, let me know if you liked it, didn't like it, what you thought about the last video. And I hope you check that out if you haven't already. It was pretty entertaining, opening up those Easter eggs. And that's about it for today. Y'all stay safe, and I'll see you next time.